Hey, how's it going? I'm Jeff and I'm with TARBELL Realtors. Today is a wonderful day because for the first time, if you watch my last video, okay, I was new to the company and this year I was able to walk the stage, the red carpet. Ooh, I was so happy, yay. Anyways, and I get the chills. As you guys can see from back here that we had some honorable employees, or I should say realtors, who got the opportunity to walk the stage. TARBELL honors them with glorious dinner, an award banquet that they celebrate their worthiness of excellent selling, also customer service, whatever you want to call it. TARBELL, they honor their agents, and I think this is the most wonderful thing. So the first year for me, because you guys probably don't know too much about me, I sold cars for 15 and a half years. I'm not going to make this video long, but in all my aspect, or I should say actually, in all the years that I sold cars, it really gave me an honest idea about how people are, how clients are. When I was first, God, this is so funny. When I first started as a car salesperson, I thought there was like, oh, you have to be this robot person, like, okay, sir, here's the car, let me test drive you, and then I'll get you inside so we can sell you the car, and I can force you to buy anything. No, that's not how it works. The way that it works is you meet a person, you're nice to them, you be yourself, and you show them that, hey, I'm just like you, okay? Maybe not in every aspect of culture, race, but that doesn't matter. We're all human beings. We all have the same mind, also the all same ideas, and we all have the same goals, okay? But learning everything that with selling cars, I thought, because car selling, it's not a bad job, but you got to be pretty aggressive. And I was aggressive. I ended up being a green pea to a straight closer. I worked in many dealerships here in Southern California, Inland Empire area. And I loved it, I enjoyed it, but you know what, I decided, I'm more of a customer service oriented person. I'd rather give great service, dedication, loyalty to a client that will remember me and say, hey, you know what, I think that this guy, he's really good, we're always going to come back to him. And about 99% of the time, I make friends with my clients. Even the ones that we don't really click at first, after we get to know each other and I can kind of mellow or make my momentum like theirs, or even if they just understand who I am and I understand who they are, then that's all it takes. You become friends, you have respect first of all for them because they're a human being, they're a person. They have a culture, whatever personal issues that they might have. I mean, you kind of sense some of them, but at the same time, you don't make that the priority when you're giving good customer service. What you give to your customer is yourself. You give them respect, you give them your loyalty, and you give them great ethic. Well, you have to have great ethics, but you give them great dedication and loyalty to make them understand that, hey, this is a good person, he's looking out for you. And I always try to do that. I always try to make sure that I'm always 100% there for my client. And a lot of times I like to keep my clients as friends over the years and maybe become friends for a long time. So this video basically today is to tell you guys who I am. I'm a realtor here in Southern California. I'm dedicated to serving you. I work all the time. In fact, it's about 9 o'clock at night and I'm here in my office. I just finished up some work right now. I did 2 lease applications. I showed a client this is a really crazy day of life for a realtor. I had a client, I took them to show probably more properties than was probably reasonable, because then they start to forget what they saw. But they really wanted to see all these houses, so I showed them to them. So this morning, I got up, I went to go see a client in Hemet. We looked at one house, they decided they wanted to get it. Then I went to, I was done with them. Then I went all the way to Apple Valley to go return a key. And then I went to Hesperia. And then I went to Victorville. And now I'm back here in my office. And I did the application for my client. So dedication, and that happens a lot, it really does. Don't want to bore you, let's talk about me real quickly here. So basically I have 2 cats, Roscoe and Smokey. I love them to death. I've had Roscoe for 16 years and he is my baby. It's like when you walk in the house, having a pet for that long and you think, where is he, where's Roscoe? I worry about him and he's in good shape. He's beautiful. I'll post some pictures so you guys can see him. Smokey is my outside cat. So Roscoe lives inside. Smokey's my outside cat. He's a silver cat that was given to me because a customer I had was selling a car to him, and he told me, hey, I got to get rid of this cat because the dogs that I have are starting to get too rough with him. And the funny thing was, I said, I'll take him, give him to me. So I took him home. And the funny thing was, because the two bulldogs, or whatever kind of dogs they were being aggressive with him, he's rowdy, okay? You have to watch out for him. At first, he was like, you know, he would scratch me all the time. I have all these bruises and stuff. But now he's changed. After having him for a couple years now, he's more loyal to me, and he's more loving. He's not as brutal. I live in Eastvale. I've been in my house for almost 15 years, and I love it here in Eastvale. I do have a goal. I keep telling certain people that my goal is to be in the top of the hill of Bel Air. I'm going to construct and build my own home. That's a goal. That's for me. And if I get there, you know, by the grace of God, and I have to say that, you know, for whoever is out there and maybe you're not spiritual, or you are, whatever, you know, whatever you follow, I would not be here today if it wasn't the help of God, number one. I have to thank Him, God. You're the first one that helped me the most. There's a lot of things that I really needed God for, and He was there. It's crazy. You guys would not believe when something tragic happens, or you feel like it's tragic, and then here's a gift right next to you to take. So I'm very thankful to God for that. I lost a few family members the last few years that are really important to me. My main family. My grandmother, my uncle, my grandmother Virginia, my uncle Johnny, my mother Nancy Duran, my brother who passed away last year with complications with diabetes. He was my baby brother, and you never think that your youngest brother would pass before you. So I literally, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. What happens to me is that I'm at nighttime, or even in the daytime, it doesn't matter what time it is, I stop to think about that for a minute, and then it opens my eyes to thinking, you know what, if I don't do this right now, okay, whatever happens to me, if I don't do this right now, I'm probably going to regret it in my spirit life, or whatever. You only have one chance to do something. So whatever your heart makes you want to do it. If you know somebody who's passed away and you think for a minute, okay, we wake up tomorrow morning. People who passed away, they do not. They're gone. They're not here. So I have love for my family. I miss them so much. And I think to myself, they gave me so much strength. In fact, I'll tell you something. In my house, I have my mom and my brother. Their urns are with me. I just have a hard time letting go of them. But I do have them. And that's, you know, my decision. But there's a clock behind them. And sometimes, like, the battery stopped. Okay, I just haven't had a chance to change the battery. But sometimes, just out of the blue, out of nowhere, the clock will start ticking and moving. And I'm like, okay, why is that clock ticking? Because I didn't put a battery in it. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe when the clock is ticking, that they're visiting me. They're there visiting me. Not to haunt me or to scare me, because they're like close, tight to me. I have a lot of regret, and I always wondered that if I did enough to take care of my mom, because I took care of her. She didn't work. You know, I bought her a house, and I worked hard to take care of her. So I loved her very much. And when she passed, it was unbelievable to me. Like, this was not happening, you know, but it happened. When my brother passed, it was unexpected. It was a shock to me. I was here in the office actually when my sister called me and told me that he wasn't going to be waking up anymore. And I'm sure some of you viewers out there, you probably have a situation too where you've met death in your family, and you think, how could this happen to you? And it does. It happens to you. So if whatever you experience and whatever I experience, there's a connection there. So I'm not trying to make this a sad, unhappy video. What I'm trying to make this is a get to know me Jeff video. If you watch this whole video and you're like, oh yeah, I can relate to this guy. I mean, there's so much more about me, and there's just not enough time to put on the video, because if I put it, it's going to get boring to you. You're like, I already heard this guy. I don't want to hear no more. What I'm trying to say to you is, I'm a real person. I have bills just like you do. I care about issues, schools. I love children. I don't have any children myself, but I love children. And surprisingly, if I ever meet any of you people, my viewers, and also if I meet your children, we have a connection. I don't know what it is. Children can tell who's nice and who's not, and so can pets. So I'm a pet lover of all pets. I want to say this also too. If you guys are interested in getting a pet and you think that there's someone, some pet that you'd like to add to your family, go to your local shelter. There's so many wonderful pets, and if you watch videos on them, it looks like they're in jail. And I know people say, oh, they're just animals. I'm going to tell you something. They're God's creation. God made them. God gave them emotion. Maybe they're not as smart, but technically they are smart. Okay? They know, they feel fear, they feel love. I know this because I get it from my cats. And I'm saying to you, go to your local shelter and adopt a pet. You guys would be so much of a blessing to them. And you have to realize today too that whatever you don't do today, you might not get a chance to do it tomorrow. And I try to live life every day. So when I have a bad day, I wake up and I think, I don't have bad days anymore. What I think, I'm happy because I love my career. But what I also think to myself, when there's a hard problem, that hard problem is here just today. Tomorrow's fresh, okay? You might have to deal with that problem, but it'll be less pressure. I don't know where this video is going. I tried to make this about me, but it ended up being a video about lots of issues and things, and maybe you guys can relate to me, and maybe you guys can become one of my customers or my clients, and hopefully I can help you find a home. I love turning property. That's like the easiest thing in the world. When I'm out looking at a house, it's like, I remember the first time I got my license and I came to TARBELL and I went looking at properties and I thought, man, this is my job. This is my job. I had a boss for so long, and I've always had to listen to my boss tell me, do this and do this, and I thought, I don't want a boss. Bosses, they boss you around, and they tell you, you do this, and I had to do a lot of things that I was not comfortable doing, that I didn't like to do, but I did it because I needed a paycheck. And then overall, after doing everything that I've done, sometimes that paycheck was like, was that worth what was it worth it? You got to decide where you want to be in your life. Take advantage of life and do something. There's so much that I can share with you, but I don't want to get too long into this, and I've said that already. So I'm going to end this video right now, and I'm going to tell you guys that if there's anything that I can do, first of all, to be your realtor, please give me a call. I'm compassionate. I have ethics. I care about people. I'll advise you on what's right, what's wrong. Maybe if you should wait or you should buy, you should lease. I can tell you a lot. TARBELL offers great training, and they're always training us all the time. My goal is to be a top selling producer like some of the agents here. I was given an award for they call it New Champ when you sell over $1 million your first year in sales, and I already did that. This year, my third month, I've already exceeded that goal. So I plan to hit at least, my goal is 5 million. If there's anybody out there who can help me to hit that goal, 5 million, that would be wonderful. And I really would like to hit 5 million. But at the same time, I know that it takes hard work, and you have to give good customer service. So I'm asking for your business. If you think that maybe I can do something to help you to lease the property, if you want to list or sell your property, you're looking to lease or rent, you have somebody who needs help with doing a short sale, I can help you because I've had a lot of training, and I'm still going through some training. I'm always going to be going through training. But the people here at this company, TARBELL, has given me so much that when I talk to other agents out there's a lot of unethical agents. Some agents, I call them, I ask them, can I see your property? And they're a little bit rude, but I think to myself, maybe they're just special. So in all my new career, I'm never going to be special, meaning I'm not going to be rude to anybody. Majority of the agents I met, they're wonderful people too. Don't get me wrong, not everybody's bad. And some people have bad days. Okay, wrapping this up, I'm Jeff Duran. I work for TARBELL Realtors in Eastville here in a beautiful office, as you guys can see here. And I'm asking for your business, 951-768-2428. 951-768-2428. If you need my help, call me. I'm here. I'm available. And I'll work hard, I'll work late, and I'm dedicated to you. I'll answer your questions. I pick up my phone when you call. If I don't pick up, it's obviously because I'm on the other phone, but I will pick up. You have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was extremely long, but this is a get to know me video. I hope I had enough to share with you. If you guys have any questions, call me up. If you want to talk about my cats, if you want to talk about my house. Oh, by the way, I get a lot of compliments in my home too, because I do, I got like a magical touch. I'm really good at decorating. So people are always like, hey, this is a nice place. And I thought, I'm not trying to overdo my house. I just do the way I like it. So, I mean, if you ever want to see it, give me a call, I'll send you a picture. Thank you so much for joining me today. TARBELL Realtors here in Eastvale, Southern California. My license is good for the whole state, and I'll go anywhere. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for watching. You take care. Bye-bye.